What's good, YouTube? We're gonna be doing Terence Crawford video. Shout out to my guy Blaze P4P. He recently started a channel on Undisputed. He streams it as well, so definitely check him out. He is a Terence Crawford main, and he's trying to improve with him, just like all of us are, or just improve as a boxer in the game in general. So this is a great video to demonstrate how you should really use Bud, because we do know, for the most part, he doesn't have the greatest cardio or the greatest endurance stat, compared to a Sugar Ray Leonard or a Robinson in lightweight. So we can't really get into these volume battles. If you're a Bud player, you know this. He has a great jab and really good movement. So for the most part, I like to establish the jab to really work the body. That's a really, really good way to gas your opponent out and turn the match into a very easy one. Even against, someone as powerful, well, not powerful in power, but at least in stat-wise, against Robinsons and Sugar Ray Leonards. Because really good outside boxers, if you start getting into that volume battle against them, you will just gas and you'll make the fight even easier for them. So you have to be, extra cautious while using Terence Crawford. So I don't like to have too much output early on unless I have the opportunities to do so. We're just going to be taking our time. Of course, using the body jab along with the head jab, that's opening up any punch we throw for the most part. So yeah, you see we got him missing already. So the tough part about his idol is we never know when he's in flat footwork, because he has Rocky Marciano's fighter stance. So it just looks like he's always tired, even in the beginning of fights. I can't really tell the difference. Yep, we're still sitting on pretty much maxed out stamina. And we're trying to win rounds like this too. We're not just giving up these rounds. We're trying to, outland him with jabs and, work in, our body hooks and body strikes. Because, when you're tagging out the body, it takes more stamina from them. Might not be confirmed by anybody from, SCI, but from my experiences in these fights, I have fights where I was getting my body hit and I wasn't throwing much and I was still getting tired. So I could pretty much confirm that. I wish they had something where it shows you, how much counter damage you get on counter strikes with certain fighters and how much stamina drain you get when hitting the body. Because none of that information is exactly available. But we do know it tires the opponent out for sure. Which is why I love to work the body. See, he's hitting us with a few counters here. We're just trying to take the opportunities to hit the body. Just trying to stay patient. Counter him with a nice body jab right there. Hit him to the body again. 1, 2, 3, and then we go down to the body. Just still taking our time. Can't really rush these things, because before you know it, comboing up for a round or two, you're going to be just as tired as your opponent. That's what we don't want. But for the most part, he's not overthrowing like crazy, He does sometimes when he is close to us. And that's tempting for a lot of people to, throw a whole bunch of volume. An opponent that's not throwing much, it just it tempts you to throw more than you should, It's all about keeping the discipline. Because if I know I'm out landing you and winning those exchanges for the most part, I'm not really going to go out and, overextend on combos. Not at all. I have a lot of patience in UFC 5, but I'm not going to lie, you need even more patience fighting in this game. Because you got to remember, at some point, 10 to 12 rounds are going to be the standard. So having a pace like this and learning this discipline is only going to benefit you as an Undisputed player. Just taking our time right now. Still hitting up that body when we can. Working the jab. and of course the body jabs. You gotta mix them up. Because going down for body jabs here and there could open up some headshots, right? And going up with a decent amount of jabs up top will start opening up the body a little bit. It's just a process of breaking down your opponent. Yeah, recently I played for a few hours. I haven't done that for a while because I was having more games where hit detection wasn't that bad. And I was having a lot of fun, but then I had some games where it wasn't so good. So, look at that, hit him to the body again. Just still trying to work that body, get him tired. Trying to make the fight easier for us. Especially I landed a few counters. Like, I already know this round's going my way, so I'm just going to keep landing my jabs. Land to the body when I can. But still being very, very patient overall. It's the end of the round, so we're not going to do nothing too crazy. Yeah, because I remember I was playing against someone. I forget who he was using. I think it was someone that had a good amount of power. And it was like 15 seconds left. And I just said, I already had a 10-8. So I went in and I got dropped, I still won the fight, but, regardless, that's why I really have those habits of just not over-engaging when I don't need to. And look at that. You might have thought maybe he scratched off a round or two, but me outlanding him with the jab has put us in a good spot. We up 3 rounds. Look at that. We counted him with all center line jab. You could throw jabs like that by holding your stick up or down and throwing a directional jab. You can do this with pretty much any punch in the game. You can do it with like check hooks, body hooks, like pivot body hooks. Some have better animations than others. But for the most part, when you guys are jabbing, I definitely always stay off center line. As much as possible. And it might be tempting because, Terence Crawford does have punches and bunches. So, it could tempt you to want to use your combos very early on. Look at that. You get dropped with a nasty uppercut from Sugar Ray Robinson. See, things like this is why the game is very frustrating. This guy hasn't landed like any punches to my head like at all, and then he just like flash drops me, And again, sure, if he's a power puncher or someone that's known for doing that, I guess. But Sugar Ray Robinson was more, from what I see in the stats and what I heard, it's more of a volume puncher and kind of like, wearing on you and then finishing you. He's not like someone that's just going to go out there and just knock you out with the first shot, from what I know. So yeah, for him to do that while I have full stamina and hardly any damage taken, like at all, yeah, that's very annoying. We have pretty much max stamina. Yeah, just about. Still taking our time. And the greatest part about all this is I'm winning like pretty much all the rounds, except for the last one, of course. He got a 10-8. Which is fine. Because we're still up 1 round, so... See, a lot of people, they usually will be like, all right, we're going to get this back. We're going to get this damage back. But that's not really what you want to do. Because that's how you make the fight more of a coin toss-up of who's getting flash knockdowns on power punches and combinations. Before you know it, you're going to be losing the fight. Or before you know it, you might get flash KO. So I'm still sticking to my game plan for the most part. Of course, when opportunities present itself, we'll combo up a little bit more. But like I said, it's not like near the end of the fight just yet. So there's no point, especially if I'm winning the rounds. At the end of the day, this game is meant to be a simulation boxing game. So it may not be as of now, but that's where the game's trying to go. So implementing these habits and fighting, you don't have to fight exactly like me. I mean, of course, you guys could pressure fight with like Canelo. personally, that's just not my style, and I'm a lot less effective, like just using like a Canelo or a pressure fighter. So that's why I love using someone with a good jab, decent movement, and good counter striking. I love that too, because you can't just use any fighter the way you want to. So forces me to choose people that accommodate my play style. Look at that, we rock them to the body. That's just an investment of body work throughout the whole fight. Just going high-low, switching it up. And unfortunately, we're not able to get the knockdown. He is saved by the bell. It's still the same thing. It's adding up, and we still got max stamina. So even if it did come down to something where like it's a close fight, his stamina is not looking like mine. So I could like throw like 5 to 6 piece power combos if I wanted to, if I needed to. So we have all the gas to do whatever we want. And I was just winning our exchanges, working the body, just investing for the most part. I'm pretty sure I won that round. Just focusing on winning the round is the most important mentality to have in this game. Even in UFC 5, guys, I already told y'all, like, if you want to become a lot better, don't chase these finishes. Just worry about winning each round, and before you know it, the finishes will come to you on a silver platter. Yeah, he's just trying to pressure us. We do counter him with a jab off his missed overhand. Definitely hurts because, we do have Sting like a bee with 94 counter striking. So, on top of having 94, it'll boost it by 20% on top of that. That's why I really love Terence Crawford. I mean, some people say he's OP with hooks or whatever, but that's not how I use him. I mainly use the jab. I use, the pretty good movement he does have. It's not like the quickest movement, but it's smooth enough for me to, get in and out the pocket fairly easy if you know what you're doing. Gotta be careful with those uppercuts because Sugar Ray Robinson does have Jawbreaker, which is about 20 to 30% extra damage when throwing uppercuts to the head. Look at that, we get a double counter on that. Counter right hook and a counter lead body hook to the body. Real good work right there. And those few counters plus my jabs and my accuracy, I'm sure I took that round as well. And it looks like we did. Yeah, we did take those rounds. So I'm up 3 rounds right now. So with 2 rounds left to go. So even if he got like 2 10-9s here, I should still win like a split. But of course, I still have the intentions of winning these rounds regardless. We're still taking our time. Basically what we've been doing the whole fight, because we don't really... Even if he was being overly aggressive, I'll do the same thing. Pretty sure you guys saw, I think my last... Either the video I posted last or the one right before that, I face people that are very aggressive, and I do the same thing for the most part. Sometimes they give me more opportunities than others, so I might throw a little bit more. Like I said, with hit detection being a bit like 50-50 as far as in if it's good or bad, it kind of makes me not really want to throw combos. Like you see, like look, I'm missing like body hooks that are just stationary right next to the target. So how can I feel comfortable throwing a 3 or 4 piece? Unless they're rocked, of course. That's a different story. But we're just taking our time. For the most part, this fight had really good hit detection. It wasn't like horrible by any means. But still, we're just circling out. For most part, guys, I'm always like circling in a direction. That's really... You never want to be like moving forwards and backwards the entire time. You do want to be moving in a direction for the most part, so you don't get trapped in the corners at all. And using directional strikes can help you escape the corners too. Like if I got trapped in that corner, let's say, I could throw I could move to my lead hand and throw a check hook and escape the corner. You could major lunge out. So I do enjoy those type of features, but I feel like it's too easy to circle out a whole bunch. In my opinion, I feel like there needs to be some balance of being able to cut people off and to trap them as well, because that happens in boxing. Like, I've seen highlights before. Like I said, I'm still new to boxing in general, so I have seen people get trapped like in the corners. I mean, even guys like Fury. Ooh, we got a nasty drop. So I'm known for the elusive movement and just circling and being a really good defensive fighter. Got trapped on the ropes against Usyk before, and even against other boxers. So it definitely is possible, even if they're really good at footwork, to trap them. That is really hard to do. I mean, the only way you really trap them, to be honest with you, is when they engage with you. But if they're not engaging with you, they're just going to keep circling out the entire fight, trust me. Over here. Yeah, that's just my cat, y'all. So, just push my mic away. Yeah, we drop him again because he was still rocked after the last knockdown, so. Yeah, for some reason I can't use L1 and flick towards him when I get a rock and they stay rocked. So, like, if you knock down an opponent and they're still rocked, I can't flick L1 and run towards him. I don't know why that is, but it was after that Jake Paul update. I cannot do that no more. I don't know if that was unintended or I don't know. But it's just another thing they're going to have to fix, which is just ooh, nasty combo right there. Rock him to the body, drop him up top real quick. This guy's been a warrior. Yeah, at least he wasn't spamming nothing crazy. Respect to our opponent. We did get the finish towards the later end of the fight. Just do all for patience. Working the body and doing what we need to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a UFC video later on.